Hi, welcome to Music 106, Survey of American Popular Music. I'm going to be your instructor for this course. My name is Dr. Nick Sibicki, and I thought I'd shoot this little video here first to make sure that you guys have a chance to at least see your instructor and hear his voice, which is me. And that way, hopefully you feel a little bit better of a connection with the course, as well as you feel more friendly in terms of emailing me with questions you have, or problems, or just any sort of general issues that come up. I just want to put a face and a sound to that name that you're going to keep seeing in that Blackboard account every week when you go in to do your classwork. So here I am. Again, my name is Dr. Nick Sibicki. This is Survey of American Popular Music. There's a couple things you need to know about this course. First is you will need to have internet access. This is an online-only course, 5 credits, and I will expect you to have more or less, internet access the whole 10 weeks of the quarter. However, if there is going to be an extended period of time where you need to be away or go on vacation or have some other sort of life issue, don't worry about it. We can work around it for the most part. Just send me an email and let me know what your circumstances are. So make sure you do have internet. Make sure you do have Blackboard. There will be a few videos at the start of the course of me, and then after that we're actually going to be watching a lot of videos, mainly from YouTube, of a lot of music that I'm just going to send you links to. So make sure you have you can watch videos and listen to sounds on whatever computer you're listening to. If you have a really poor set of speakers, maybe getting a pair of headphones hooked up would be a good idea to hear some of this music, as we are going to be listening to a lot of music. If you have a great computer with a great set of speakers, perfect. I would suggest trying not to do it on a pair of laptop speakers. For some of the music, you'll find it easier to identify some of the musics with adequate sound production. So anyway, make sure you have something you can listen to music on and get an internet connection on. There's a few other things we need to just sort of get out of the way. There is a required textbook for this course. It's Larry Starr's American Popular Music. We do have it here in the campus bookstore, which is that way, though you guys obviously aren't here on campus, so ordering online is fine. It does come with 2 CDs. Make sure you get the CDs. They'll contain a lot of the recordings I'm going to have you listen to, and also the recordings that your book will reference. And they're really not bad CDs to listen to. I'm not sure how many of you guys listen to music from the past 100 years of America's history, but the CDs have a lot of it, and it's all good stuff to add to your collection. So a little bit about the course. So this is an online course. I'm going to basically teach the course really in 2 halves. And each half is really kind of go at your own pace. You can kind of complete it on whatever sort of pace suits you. I've already had several students from this class email me and ask me, hey, I'm doing this on such and such a date, or going here on such and such a week. Can I work around it? And for the most part, I'm just going to put these 2 halves up and let you work at them at your own pace. They will each have a due date that you need to have everything finished by. And in addition, there will be a few things within each half, especially things like forum responses, where you guys have to respond to each other's questions online, that will benefit you greatly if you don't leave them to the last minute. But for the most part, I'm going to let you guys self-pace your work throughout the course, and just email me with questions you have. So that's sort of the general gist of where this course is going. The general format for what you're going to be tested on and graded on. First of all, your forum responses. I'll be posing questions periodically, and you guys will have to respond to them. It will be pretty much a short answer, 1 paragraph kind of thing. Nothing too major, but since you are going to need to respond to each other, I highly suggest that you do not all do them at the last minute, because then no one will get to respond to anyone else, and I'll get a lot of duplicate answers, and it'll just be kind of a train crash. Some of you who've taken online courses before have had that experience. And again, that won't be a major part of the course, but we will do some of it. Second, and the bulk of your work for this course, I think, will be geared towards a quiz. Basically, we'll have a quiz each week, but again, it's self-paced, so you can take 5 quizzes one week if you like, and skip another week, or however you want to do it. But there will be a more or less weekly quiz that will cover the material that you are supposed to watch and listen to and read throughout that week. And each week will be in its own folder in Blackboard, and it should be all organized so that you can pretty easily take a chunk of information, study it for a week, and feel like you accomplished something. So a lot will have, basically over the course of the class, we'll have about 10 to 11 quizzes with that information. In addition, there'll be 2 exams. These will be online. They'll be, more or less in about the halfway point and then the final point, so I'll call them the midterm and the final. It'll probably be off by a week in terms of where they fall in the course description, but we will have a midterm and a final exam that will contain really the information from all the quizzes and all the videos and all the other stuff you watched. So if you're keeping up with the pace of a weekly quiz and you're doing well on that, and you're studying, you're keeping up with reading, don't worry about the exam. All quizzes and exams will be timed and be taken over the internet. So one thing I cannot stress enough is that you need to take good notes in this class. Yes, I know all the information is in your book. You have it all right there. I'm going to give you a lot of extra information online to help you organize your notes, like definitions and PowerPoint slides that you can review and help you study. But I also highly encourage you to take a real notebook and write down your own notes from points that you think are important, because they're very likely the points that I think are important. And when it comes time to take a quiz or a test, I'd love for you to know everything in this class, but I'd also really love it just as much if you could easily find all the information that you needed to know within a moment's notice. If you don't do the reading and don't take notes and don't look at the study materials and go into a quiz or an exam and then decide to look up all the information right then, you'll have a very difficult time. Again, the exams and quizzes are timed. So it's not like you can start the quiz, open the book, and then start reading chapter 1 and try to solve the quiz that way. The quiz time will run out before that. So if there's anything you're going to be stressed about in this class, that's probably it. Just make sure, but if you take good notes and you read your book, you watch the videos, you respond to the questions, the quizzes are really not that hard. They're really not. And if you think they're hard, email me and I can give you some helpful study tips and habits and tricks that will help you get by. But there'll be a lot of quizzes, and I think you'll get used to taking them pretty quickly. The last big grading component for this class will be a final paper. It'll be about 5 pages in length. You can go over, of course, but really the paper is pretty open-ended. The basic guideline that I give you is pick any music artist, genre, instrument, something that relates to you that you like about music, something you like listening to, or even not necessarily like listening to, but just want to know more about. And I want you to try to explain, why did that thing, that entity, become popular in the United States? So for instance, if we were going to talk about Frank Sinatra, you might write a paper about, how, when he was younger, all the young dapper looking sexy guys got shipped off to go to war. And he was one of these guys during World War II that was still around, that the girls could swoon over, and was kind of oddly handsome looking and had a great voice. Maybe that's an angle for your paper. That's the type of thing I'm looking for. I'm looking for a cultural analysis of why some music is popular. So that's basically the course. To recap, you're going to have to do a couple forum responses. You'll have to do some quizzes. You'll have a midterm, a final exam, and then a paper. And that's it. If that sounds good to you, welcome to Music 106, Survey of American Popular Music. All right, thanks.